Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video. Today's topic is the possibility of single race lord packs, so without further ado, let's begin. The Total War Warhammer series has received a large amount of DLC content. Mostly this follows a format of a faction perceived as good and another faction perceived as evil fighting it out, with the current only exception of the Hunter and the Beast, where the Lizardmen and the Empire are both considered Order factions. Normally, each Lord pack features one legendary Lord per respective race being covered and a number of units per faction. An FLC Lord normally accompanies this Lord pack, so in total with each DLC cycle we normally receive around 3 different legendary Lords. This system indeed has worked rather well and has introduced many different playable legendary Lords for many different factions. Some of these characters that were introduced are rather large fan favourites, while others not so much. And it is because of these not-so-much characters that has led the fanbase to ask a number of questions on the forums, Reddit or other points of social media. Questions such as why, for example, Helman Ghost, a character that can be considered a footnote in Warhammer fantasy history, with only around 4 to 5 lines of actual established lore, instead of iconic characters such as Zacharias the Everliving, Conrad von Carstein, among many others. There is a genuine worry from a certain amount of fans that a bunch of big-name characters are not going to be implemented into the game series. And I must admit, I am one of those people. I grew up with Warhammer Fantasy Battles, I played the game, I read the books, and there were certain characters that resonated with me, if that makes any sense. I, like many others, would like to see their favourite characters implemented into the game series, however there is a chance that not every character would be implemented into Total War Warhammer, especially since many races and factions are near enough complete in terms of units. Even when taking into account older additions, various supplements such as White Dwarf and other expansions, eventually enough DLC packs will come out that all these units will be implemented into the game, or at least all possible units, leaving the possibility of many well-known characters being left out of the Total War Warhammer series purely because there are no possible units to accompany it in a DLC pack. And it would be a total shame to miss out on some rather iconic characters. There are a few ways that this could be worked around, however, the first being that the Lord packs could continue as normal, with a lot of new units being created from scratch, but eventually those units will just feel like reskins. But the problem here is eventually these units would all look the same and have the same type of feel on the battlefield, as there is only a certain amount of uniqueness that you can actually create for basic battle line units. The last thing you would want or need is 12 different variants of spearmen for one race or faction. But another way that these characters could be implemented is as follows. What about single race lord packs? These packs would focus on maybe just one race, it could even focus on 2, but I'm using the example of just one because it would fill out the faction roster of different characters rather quickly. So let's look towards the Empire as an example. The Empire itself is almost near enough complete. Bear in mind I'm not using Boris Todbringer as an example here, as we know that we'll eventually get him as some sort of FLC or DLC lord. After 1 or 2 more possible DLCs for the Empire, eventually all the possible battle line units will be added in, but a lot of characters will be left out. We currently have only one playable elect account, that of Karl Franz. Eventually we'll have 2 with Boris Todbringer, but we're still missing many others, for example Marius Leitdorf. So how a DLC pack like this would work would be that we would see 2 legendary lords for the same faction, maybe even an FLC lord for the same faction. In the purpose of using the Empire as an example, we could have 2 legendary lords being different elect accounts. They could be accompanied by different variants of already established lords and heroes, say for example an Empire general with a great weapon instead of a sword and shield, I believe is the only variant right now, with the accompanying FLC being another legendary lord, maybe another elect account or someone else. Or it could even just be a legendary hero, say for example Kurt Helborg. Just like that, a bunch of characters who may have not been in the plans for the Total War Warhammer series could actually enter it. These are much smaller lord packs than normal, so there could be potential that they could be released in a quicker pace, maybe in between the cycle of the larger DLC packs, keeping content for the Total War Warhammer series flowing at a much quicker pace. Now, since this concept DLC is much smaller than the average Lord pack, they wouldn't cost just as much. Maybe at a quarter or a half the price of a normal DLC Lord pack. I'm not too sure how they work out the pricing system. But I believe something like this would work out rather well. Not only would we get many more named characters into the series, but it would keep the content flowing at a much quicker pace. Honestly, this idea came about when I was thinking about all the different named characters in the Warhammer Fantasy universe, and what a shame it would be if they wouldn't get implemented in the future. So I think something like this would work rather well. What do you guys think? Do you think something like this would work well in terms of a small mini DLC just implementing characters and so on? Or if the packs didn't bring any units whatsoever, do you think it would just be best if they just let some characters go into the unknown? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and let's start a bit of a discussion, shall we? But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below, we have various different social media links such as Facebook, Instagram and Discord, where you can get in contact with the Great Book team, talk to us about Total War, Warhammer, or just anything really. Also in the description section below is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you could get loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Purchasing using this link and also using our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. Honestly, it's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A special thank you to our patrons Gibraltar LUSC and Ryan Bertsche for subscribing to us at our Fane level. Honestly, you guys are super cool. And a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing and commenting on these videos. Honestly, the channel's been growing a lot lately and it's all thanks to you guys. Without you, the Great Book would be nothing. We're trying to implement more videos into the channel soon, but we're getting stuff done outside of YouTube at the moment, just like artwork and so on for the channel. It's just taking a little while to get everything to look to a standard that we feel is cool. Honestly guys, thank you so much for all the support lately, it's been amazing. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.